You know, for the folks out there who know a little bit of history, if you grew up with just one slave story, it was probably Django Unchained. And all these hipsters out there, all the Generation Z, they think this is history.
You got to be miles away from here, Dawn. Where is she? Follow that North Star.
This man over here has bought all of our wares. He's had every shirt, every flavor. He came in when he arrived. He had the classic black tee with the white logo. He had the fruit flavor one right here. He had Zesty. They think this is a true story right here. But you know, a close second is our girl Harriet Tubman right here, man. She was a conductor on the Underground Railroad. Now they called it that not because it was a real train, but unless you watch Transformers, and they'll tell you that it was an actual train that turned into a robot back in the day that helped out.
Don't remind me.
That it actually helped out Harriet Tubman. But if you're talking about real history, Harriet Tubman, she ran the Underground Railroad, which was just her sneaking slaves away from their plantations and slave owners, oftentimes under cover of darkness, and taking them to the north so that they could be free again, or for the first time free.
After she gained her freedom, right?
That's exactly right.
That's
she gained her freedom.
After
she ran her ass off.
Right, well, she was good.
She's like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah. They could not catch her ass. She was like the road runner of slavery, man. She just kept going back and forth, and she couldn't, and they could not catch her, man.
Yep. Mimi, foiled again.
Now, if you know about her, you know that she led close to 1,000 slaves to freedom during her lifetime, and a lot of people saying, man, you know, well, if she did that. You know, you got all these people, all these slaves and these slave movies, you know, why didn't she get hers?
Yeah, exactly.
Where was hers? Well, it's because heroic slaves don't get Oscar nominations, man. You know, if you want to get an Oscar nomination, Academy Award, you got to get your ass whooped. You got to be hanging from a tree. You know, you got to be straight up victim. You know,
or have magic.
Or have magic. No, you know, you can't be because if you were magic, then you could teleport off that plantation. No.
No, I mean magic to help the white guys.
Oh yeah, the magical mystical Negro. Yeah. But no, we like them grounded ass whooped slaves, you know. Good old fashioned ass whooped slaves. Those get Oscars. Those get nominations. Those get awards. But in this time of girl power, you know, and strong feminism, you know, somebody said, now, you know, it's about time we give this girl some credit right here. Is it Oscar worthy though? You know, a lot of slave movies are. Maybe now it's time for the heroic slaves to get their accolades. Well, that's where our review comes in. Martin and myself. I want to tell Billy about this.
Okay,
Martin,
I'm interested.
Can I show this trailer?
Yes, you may.
Master, can I show the trailer?
I knew it.
You're going to do that shit.
That's why you hesitated too.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, how do I answer this question?
He's like, I'm going to go for it. Yes, you can.
fuck
Master.
He's like, it's late, goddamn it. Let's just get it over with.
Just do it.
Fear is your enemy. Whoa, easy now.
I'm gonna be free or die.
Oh shit, it's cold.
Crack.
Get me out of here.
No, wait, I'm ready to go back out.
No river. This is, but you have made it 100 miles to freedom all by yourself.
Do you know what would happen if you got caught?
Is this Oscar worthy? Would they get any nominations? Hell no. I can tell you that right now. And I say that because they know it. They know. Look, this is slavery light. They ain't trying to go for no Oscar. When I say slavery light, what I mean is that in this, you don't see the true horrors of slavery. You know, you don't. Now you might see a motherfucker get slapped for mouthing off, and there's enough N-words dropped in here to make Tarantino very proud.
And the slave masters say very mean things to them.
Yes, yeah, you know, but it ain't showing you. You know, in this you ain't gonna see no lynchings. You ain't gonna see nobody hanging from a rope from a tree. It might be implied, you know, and they might talk about when so and so died. How? Well, you know, we can't say that because we slavery light. You know, when you don't want to show that, what you probably get is a superficial Hollywood version of slavery, And by removing the horror, they can go ahead and make this mainstream. So, we don't have to bring people down with all those lynchings and all those whippings and all that blood and everything. We don't need to do that. We just want to entertain, And I'm going to tell you something.
And be inspirational.
Inspirational. And like I said, I can understand, because all that slavery was fucked up. And listen, I know, even I say, man, I get tired of seeing slave movies all the time. But I don't mind a fresh reminder every now and then. But apparently we need it.
History gets forgotten so quickly that we do need those reminders.
I'm telling y'all, if we skip a year where there ain't a slave movie, white people going to say, racism don't exist no more.
Yeah, slavery wasn't that bad.
Racism don't exist.
It gave people stuff to do. It's like having a job.
Yeah, racism don't exist no more.
I don't like my boss.
Yeah, exactly. What's the difference?
Yeah. What do you mean there's racism? We haven't had a slave movie in a year. Slavery, that was a long time ago, and racism ain't around. So I don't mind a fresh reminder, but the reason why I don't need to look at it, because I know that's not what they're aiming for. And I'm glad to see something like this because, we see so many of those films where blacks are victimized that it's good to see a slave movie where we have a black lead being the hero. Y'all don't like to think about this, but slave owners and slave masters, they were right up there with Nazis.
Yeah. How do you separate the two?
Yeah. Except some people. I tell you, they separated. Well, that was over there. That was here.
You laughing, but that's the truth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. People say over in Germany when it's foreign, it's easier to cope with and point fingers. But over here, we don't like to look at our own people over here, Americans, equal with Nazis. That's why I'm saying, I love to see an Indiana Jones type movie where you got a slave going around killing slave owners and plantation like Indiana Jones with Nazis.
Sure.
Because while this is a historical drama, at the same time, it's also an action film. I'd say it's even, if you look at it, it's even like a superhero origin movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
And this is because they tell you how you had a meek slave who all she wanted was to get married and start a family. And when that was taken from her, she was forced to be the ultimate slave badass.
You'll be ready. Try.
You can't give me that shit.
I'm kind of confused. This is kind of a contradictory thing you're telling me. Don't look in the eyes, but shoot them in the water there.
I think I got a sword around here.
Yeah. You
Put that shit down. You ain't ready for this shit.
Or maybe a slingshot. Let's deal with that.
You even get the origin of her name. Her name originally was Minty, but when she got that free name, that shit was almost delivered James Bond style because she almost turned to the camera. She was like, what's your free name gonna be? My free name's gonna be Harriet Tubman. You did, man. It was laid down like that, right?
Hell yeah, it was. Because I was sitting there going, "Don't do it, don't do it." Don't do it.
You get a martini next.
There's certain moves you want to make with a movie like this, especially with an actual historical figure. Don't superhero this shit.
And they superhero the fuck out of this movie. Man, let me tell you, because it was already kind of. I was into it. It's an action movie and shit. I mean, maybe parts of her life was action packed. Because she was a spy. I mean, she practically was the James Bond of slavery. She was a spy. She led an army.
Yeah.
She did amazing things. That's cool. But then the shit had to go and get weird because in the movie, now notice that I didn't say that this was a action hero origin movie. It is a superhero origin movie.
Wow. She's got a mutant power.
She actually had she got superpowers, man. One of her powers is that, and I think this kind of counts because this shit don't work for a lot of other people like it does with her. She talks to God, and God listens. God actually, it's almost like God must have been trying to hook up with Harriet. Because whatever she wanted, he was there to give it to her immediately.
Deus Ex Machina.
Well, the funny thing about this movie is that it's historically accurate. It's just not historically authentic. So Harriet Tubman, actually, she got hit in the head and it cracked her skull, and she used to have seizures.
Yeah, I remember
But
that.
here, they interpret that as, you have your spells. Her spells are not her having seizures. It's her having visions like on That's So Raven. Because I read that like Randy Jones wrote that, and I was like, come on, man. I saw it. I was like, oh, holy shit. It is like that. She'll get a vision of the future, and oh, we can't go that way. We got to go this way. Like she really is clairvoyant.
God had her back. You do not want to piss off Harriet Tubman because she got a direct line to God. All it takes is one phone call, and that's your ass. She was running in the woods because she was mad about something because some slave master did something to her husband, and she went in the woods and sitting down. She's like, I hate that motherfucker. Kill him. He was dead before dawn.
Yep.
We pray for when we pray for something. If it comes true, if it happens, it usually takes 7 to 10 business days for delivery. God, where it was like Amazon Prime. It was like, I was like,
get on this.
God damn, man. I mean, that was quick. Her shit was almost like slave Spidey sense. Because there were moments when she wouldn't even like go into, because Martin's right. She'll go into these trances. She'll drop and her eyes would like roll in the back of her head and be like, what the f is wrong with her? We gotta go. And they're like, shh, she's talking to God. Hold on. Man, she better get this bitch on. Let's go.
But that was when she was having the seizure spells, right?
But
yeah, except they don't.
Well, she's supposed
they don't play them out like seizures. They mention she has spells, which is that's somebody seizing on the ground. She don't do that.
no, her. Like there was more moments. It is like Spidey sense. Those moments she just stopped and it's like she can sense when white people are close because you remember that part where she just stopped and like
yeah.
She like they's here.
Because they started out like as if she was going to have it was a real spell with her doing this. After a while, it wasn't even that.
No, wasn't even that.
It was just her looking up at the sky and going, "All right, y'all, this way."
I expected them to have them Spidey lines coming off her head.
Yeah,
man. If she had lived to today or traveled in time, she could, and that could have been one of her powers. She could have joined the X-Men.
Yep.
She was a perfect nominee, and she even got like a legend, like a superhero, like Batman. You know how people's like, there's a bat that stops criminals at night.
Yeah.
People had one for her. They were like, people say it's a white abolitionist in blackface. No, it's Harriet, man. No, man.
No,
people say
the night.
no, man. People tried to tell her, like, man, it's Harriet. No. No, man, that blackface dude. Who are you? I'm blackface.
Tell your friends about me.
You expected like a Joker racist to come out and be fighting her. They gave her a cool-ass outfit. Look at that pimp ass she got.
Yeah, it's still cocked to the side.
Yeah,
running. I saw that in the
cocked
trailer.
to the side.
yeah. I mean, and she is like Batman or the Lone Ranger, where she's dressing up in disguise.
Yeah.
This disguise is.
Oh,
It's
disguise
kind of
is-
badass in a way. Look, I don't mind it because people have not seen this kind of slave thing before. Look, we have people like again, we got Indiana Jones who might as well be a superhero himself. We got things like that to go against Nazis. I'm like, okay, if you want to get silly with this shit, fine, all right, because when they take out now, if you take out the action and the powers, you still have yes are very silly. I'm sorry, I know
around that.
you said it perfectly. It's well, it said it so perfectly. I can't say it. You said it's not historically accurate.
I mean, it's historically accurate, but not historically authentic.
Authentic. There you go. Yeah, because they turn things around for the sake of entertaining. If you take out the silly superpowers and the action film aspect, you still have the story of a very strong woman. This is probably it could be argued, but I would say this is probably one of the most underrated feminist figures in American history. And the movie at least serves as a great history lesson on the things that she's accomplished. If you go to Wikipedia page, which I'm sure the movie, actually, at the end of the movie, they tell you some history. They took that shit straight from Wikipedia, man.
Yeah.
Unless they put it in the next day, because it said the same thing that in Wikipedia it said in the movie right here, which is great. She was the first woman to lead an armed expedition in the Civil War, that is. She got at the raid at Combahee Ferry, which liberated more than 700 slaves. She, like I said, she also was an armed spy at one time. I wish they could have done something that, as you say, was a little bit truer to history and not so exaggerated in a fantasy way. So it could have done the figure more justice.
I wish, because all that about her is so fascinating.
Yeah,
I wish they got into it.
Mm-hmm.
They spent so much on the stuff that everybody knows, that she was an escaped slave who helped other slaves escape. It's like, anybody who
knows who she is,
who didn't fall asleep in class that day knows that about her. But all that stuff about her being a spy and leading the army, I was like, man, that could have been your movie. That's the real interesting stuff that people don't know.
Yeah.
And you could have really had a great action movie. But all that stuff that you just mentioned, that's either one scene or it's a line written in the post or in the credits as it's leaving.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
by the way, she did all this other shit
no,
too.
it really is like that. It's like, just so you know, she did all this. Like, wait, what? I want to hear about that. No, the movie's done now though.
But go to Wikipedia. They got It's great that you're seeing a black woman in such a powerful position and a role of leadership. It's like, women have it hard enough, but black women got,
Sure.
Come on, man. They getting kicked and dragged out all around, man. And it's great to see this. And that this was having an effect on the audience, man, because it was almost nothing but black women up in there.
Yeah.
And they were quiet.
They were. You say quiet? No.
Well,
there was a lot of.
Well, yeah. The one thing I can say that most, there wasn't, because they were dropping N-words and people getting slapped, and I thought the women gonna be in there. No, but they weren't doing all that.
No, they were respectful. But when people were getting slapped at here, they were like, "Oh,
oh yeah, you heard that? Ooh, yeah." But the one time it got loud.
Oh,
There was. I don't, man. Listen, it's great for them to see this.
Yeah, I don't know where you were sitting, but I know at one point where it got loud.
I was kind of sitting in a quieter place. I didn't hear any of this.
Okay.
I was sitting in the white section, but I was surrounded by black women,
okay.
man, but they had that one moment where Harry. Now you would think with all these slave owners and plantation people and people, slapping people around, you think that they'd be talking loud about that, but they had that one moment where she had to tell this one Negro off, and that is where the theater had one loud collective.
Rescuing slaves requires skill and careful planning. And there's nothing more you can do.
Don't you tell me what I can't do.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he had that look like, I stepped in it.
I shouldn't have said that.
You don't say that to black women. How did I like that?
You're like, why didn't I just shut the f*** up? If
she was listening too.
She was actually, he almost had her. And then he had to say, you can't do shit. But whoops, everybody who's been cussed out by a black woman has had that look on their face. Well, they look just like their eyes are bugged out, just like, I don't know what else to do.
There's a point where she comes back to rescue her husband, and what goes down. The women,
man, that part made me mad.
It made me mad too.
About the women getting mad, right?
Yeah. I was like, come on now.
I mean, it was meant because they thought they were watching Power or some soap opera shit. They thought
I think I can guess.
They were talking, getting loud in the movie like they were watching a soap opera.
Yeah, they thought they were watching Empire or some shit at this moment.
I think I'm not gonna guess. I think I can guess what.
Man, you can get it, and all these women just kind of like, this trifling nigga right here. And I was just like,
so I'm right. Okay,
ooh,
I'm right.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
thank you, man, because I was like, what the f*** I want him to do?
Yeah.
And the movie even tried to manipulate it that way too.
And the movie goes on to make you go like, oh, what a scumbag. I'm like, come on.
Are you f***ing serious? Yeah, I was getting mad too. I was getting mad at the theater.
Yeah. What a scumbag.
He's right, man. I was like, y'all, I really wanted to say, what the y'all want him to do? I really wanted to get up and say, the y'all want him to do? Any other movie would have had you see both sides.
Right.
But they played it very one-sided.
Yeah, because both sides were clear.
Yeah, very. As I said, the tones don't always work in a movie. Now one of them, they just want to. They want to entertain. That was some TV soap opera shit they had going on. But I will tell you, man, I love the approach of the historic. of the heroic slave. I love that approach. Hope that we can see more. As I said, I'm hoping to get the Indiana Jones of slaves one day. But the execution here, some people will say it's anywhere from, at worst, this is just bad, to, at best, ordinary. I fall around ordinary. If you take the slave theme out, the superhero part out, the strong woman angle, you have a very average, almost forgettable action western.
In the beginning, I found it, I don't know if this is the first half, maybe the first third of it. I was like, you know what? It's going in and out between what you say ordinary and some of it being really inspired. There was some good cinematography, here and there, and then some that was just kind of bland. But I felt like at least by all the second half, I was like, I was trying to hang with this because it's designed to be a crowd pleasing movie, kind of like 42.
Yeah.
Except it just turns into. It reminded me of a TV movie, and I mean like not a cable TV movie, but a broadcast TV movie from the 70s.
Yeah.
I'm like the way the score is overbearing and has a TV movie feel.
They even bringing a modern song in the middle of it somewhere.
Oh yeah,
song I heard on a commercial somewhere.
I'm so used to that happening now. I'm just like, okay, I'll take the points off, but I ain't gonna get bogged down in that. But just all of it was just so. Man, this is just so mundane, and the dialogue gets worse and worse. As a matter of fact, it gets downright corny by the end.
Yeah, it does. It does. But yeah, Cynthia and is it in Vero or in Revo? Cynthia and Revo, I think might be her name.
Right. Yeah, in Revo.
She's
English, right?
She's a Brit, man. British actress. I see her sometimes on Broad City, and she was in that movie Bad Times
at the El Royale.
Yeah, at the El Royale.
She was great in that.
She carries this movie with her performance. She's a big up and coming actress and possibly even a singer at some point. She has a great voice. I know she can sing, man. When we did that review for Bad Times, I picked up a clip where she was performing, and she's amazing.
Wasn't that her in Widows?
Yes, it was.
The one who was the runner.
Yeah, that was her.
She was running in here. I was like, she's the new Tom Cruise. She was running her ass off through most of this movie.
Yeah, she got to. Shit.
I did a skirt up and just.
Shit, I think she had on a pair of Nikes under there. Janelle Monáe, another actress who is also a singer, but really has come into her own as an actress, man.
I wasn't crazy about her in this, but I think it was because her dialogue was really stiff.
Yeah. And there's not a lot of great dialogue for a lot of people in here, and there's a certain reason for that. Although I did like old bug eyes right Leslie Negro that she had to terrify earlier.
Leslie Odom Jr.
Leslie Odom Jr. Who I like this guy, and I haven't really even seen him. I didn't even know that he was in Hamilton.
Yeah, that's what everybody knows him from.
Oh, wasn't he in 42 as well?
Was he?
Or no?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
But he was great, and I don't know. Maybe I thought he was great as far as especially seeing a black figure in a role of authority in a slave drama. I really like seeing that here, and I think he did that well. If you're going strictly for entertainment, and some people filling their parts, listen, they want to put figures in there that you hate, and that's what Joe Alwyn does. Another Brit, by the way. He was also in The Favorite. I was wondering where I'd seen him from. That's one of my
that guy.
One of my favorite movies. But yeah, now ain't nothing deep to it. He to his role. He's just there to sneer and make you hate him.
Yeah.
And for the most part, he actually succeeds. I mean, he does. He's kind of like a slave on a Darth Vader way, grabbing people by their throats and just being evil. Just evil. That's all.
You've escaped for the last time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, he's got this weird obsession with her that they won't just name. It's like it's always kind of there.
You wonder, like, again, this is where the movie pulls out of these really these issues where they don't want to weird the audience out because they want them to stay entertained. They want it to be inspirational. It's hard to tell if they are hinting that he raped her.
Yeah, or that he's in love with her.
That he's in love with her, but even then, he still hates her. He's a good villain because he has a lot of he has a lot of screen time.
I don't know, man.
Man, like I said, if you want it just for
he's a mustache twirler.
That's what I say. He's there just to sneer and jeer and make you hate him.
Yeah.
Now, on an entertainment level, that's fine if you just want something to hate. And I like him as an actor, but it ain't deep on any level. They even got listen. I like that they have bounty hunters in here, like they got from Star Wars. They got because they got a couple of black bounty hunters, black slave trackers. And I thought, all right, again, they ain't deep.
No,
but it's
Catcher Freeman.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, it's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A villain's just there for entertainment value, not deep at all.
Yeah, and the bounty hunters, they're characters. They're kind of cartoon characters.
They straight up are. Man.
Popping their heads up like the Three Stooges out of the
well,
bushes.
like I said, one of them's like Boba Fett of slave hunters, man. He's just a black dude that comes out. All he did, they could have given him a helmet. I'll catch that nigga thing. Yeah. It gets its job done. You could tell the production was fast. It was efficient. It was done by a professional crew. It was done by union standards probably. But as far as having the vision of an auteur or any kind of cinematography that's going to stand out, it's going to get any awards for great cinematography. No. This is just a professionally produced film that's going to be, it's not going to stand out from anything else. But it's not a bad looking movie. I think I'm going to come in probably a little higher than you on this. Because, as I said, I think as far as entertainment value goes, if you go in there and look at that, and judging by the audience in certain parts of the film, it can be inspirational. And maybe I'm grading on a curve here because I do like the fact that we are looking at a heroic slave movie. I don't, besides Django, I don't recall seeing anything like this too much. It's just
Rosewood.
Rosewood was, but that was still. You had Ving Rhames. Most of it was, again, just victimization, running for your life and whatnot. I'm giving this a low matinee, very low matinee. It's almost skirting on a rental, but for the most part, I did enjoy watching it on a very basic level.
For me, though, it was just too much of a television movie. I mean, it really did remind me of the ones I would watch in the 70s when I was a kid. It's just a rental.
And I agree with you that it says they could do that. And I wonder if it's because of the studios not wanting to take a chance on a bigger movie.
Could be. I mean, the language is all soft. I think they might have dropped said fuck once.
They did, just once, yeah.
Yeah, and they don't even say nigger that often.
No.
And not that I want Django level, but, let's get a little real here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, this is light. This is light. Maybe we'll see all that stuff. Maybe one day we'll get a Django crossover with Harriet Tubman, to see do all the cool stuff, Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you even more for sticking with us to the end of the video. You're so loyal. Be even more loyal. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Get those notifications. And since you love us so much, join us on our main site, doubletoasted.com. Over there, you'll find the long-form video like this one and many others without the censorship, without the editing. It's purely uncut. And you'll also get the bonus of seeing our many live streams that we do almost every night of the week. Support us at dtmerch.com, our store. And if nothing else, stay toasty.